All right, everyone. We're back
Yeah, we are.
for our preview of UFC 236, Holloway versus Poirier II in Atlanta, Georgia, with the co-main event of Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya. As you mentioned earlier, Tommy Tillhold called this the interim international fight week.
It kind of feels like
as we're
it.
recording this now,
To be fair, it does feel
yeah,
like it. However, also I'd like to note I poured this beer terrible. I fucked that up bad.
yeah, I remember my first time pouring a beer as well.
I remember my first beer.
Yes, actually, I don't think I actually. You know what? I do, and I was a child, and curiosity. I was like, yeah, this doesn't taste good. But then again, when you're like,
I feel like my first beer ever was one of those old. Remember Red Dog?
Red Dog.
Yeah, it was like a bulldog that was red faced. It was a silver can. I feel like that was the first ever beer I ever tried.
That sounds like malt liquor or some crazy.
It was bitter as shit. I wouldn't be surprised, dude.
That sounds like some fucking 211.
Yeah.
Some shit.
No, Google Red Dog and you guys all see it was weird.
For me, it was an MGD, and I was like 10 or 11. So go figure. I don't even know if that exists anymore. I think it's just Miller Lite now and Miller High Life. I don't even know if MGD is a thing.
I think they still have MGD anyway.
About that, we're going to go ahead and get started from the bottom here. Our first fight of the night is a featherweight bout, if Tapology is correct in listing this. Yep. We have Brandon Killer B. Davis, who has a record of 9 wins, 6 losses, going up against fellow American Randy the Zohan Costa, who has a record of 4 wins, 0 losses. The last time we saw Brandon Killer B. Davis, he got submitted in a knee bar that I hadn't seen done that way, or I guess I don't know if that's the only way you do a knee bar because it's from from Zabito back. Very creative.
That's that was stretch style. That was just after Aldo hit it, if I remember right. Not Aldo, sorry, Aljo.
Aljo. So that was last September.
Yeah.
Before that, he's coming off 2 losses. His opponent is 4-0. His opponent, Randy Costa, this is his UFC debut. I don't know if this is kind of... Randy Costa, according to Tapology, is fighting out of Joe Lozon's gym, Lozon Mixed Martial Arts.
Yep.
Near Boston.
Yep,
so that's interesting. Absolutely. I don't know if this is one of the... this guy's only 24. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I could do 2 things here. I could let you pick, or I could tell you the key to this fight. That's up to you. Let's hear you pick, and then I'll tell you the key to this fight.
Picture is frozen on my... Oh, no, we're good. Okay. I saw you going like this for like a good 30 seconds.
I was just real stressed about what your pick was. I was just trying to get some air. Yeah,
no. So I don't have too much to say about this fight because I've only seen Brandon Davis really fight twice. I mean, he's fought people that I recognize, Zabit, Kyle Bochniak, Steven Peterson. So I imagine, knowing matchmaking, they kind of want to get him back on board. So I would favor Brandon Davis in this if I were to choose. But I'll let you go ahead and break it down because you probably know something about Randy Costa that I don't.
Well, so the main thing I know about Randy Costa is that first off, he's 4-0. Second off, here's his previous opponent's records: 0-4, 0-0, 5-9, and 0-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's fighting Brandon Davis.
This is what I figured.
Yeah, he's fighting Brandon Davis, who just fought Zabit, Enrique Barzola, Steven Peterson, and Kyle Bochniak.
Yeah. So I was going to go with Davis just based on their rap sheets, their resumes, whatever you want to call it. I was going to go with them just because of that.
For him being an adult, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and because something called common sense as well. No disrespect to Costa. Anything could happen in the fight game.
Yeah, but like for sure, get better management. Like,
Yeah, and so it's like, hey, imagine if you're Randy and you tell your family, oh, so you're making your UFC debut, Randy. Who are you fighting? Oh, this guy named Brandon Davis. Oh, I think I've heard of that guy. Who did he fight last? Oh, some Russian guy. Who? Zabit Magomed Shasha. I don't know. Okay. Well, good luck, Randy. I'll catch
how
you
do you
later.
do against that guy Zabit who's very well ranked? Oh, you mean he hung in well on the feet and then got knee barred in an exchange? Oh, well, that's crazy. How do you do against Enrique Barzola, who's been looking really good? Oh, he went to a decision loss. Oh, and who's he fighting? Oh, he's fighting a guy who he kicked 4 times in a row and then eventually was able to get a TKO over. Oh, and how have his previous fights gone? Oh, they're just him spamming high kicks. Like Randy Costa could absolutely high kick the shit out of Brandon Davis out of nowhere, but I don't know. Do you have the lineup? Do you have a best fight odds?
I'm looking at him right now. Yeah, I was waiting for you to ask
He
me.
must be like a fucking. If I was to guess, I would say minus. It's got to be 5 or 6. Like I would say 4 is very, very forgiving.
You're probably gonna hate these odds big time. Brandon Davis is a minus 167 to a plus 149.
167. Yeah. I might actually throw some money on that fight. That's fucking insane to me. I don't know why. Insulting. Maybe I don't see something in Randy Costa's game other than high kicks and quick knockouts, but what the fuck? Having done tape study on this card, every time he squares up to kick, he's just going to get stepped in on and clipped with a straight, right? From Brandon Davis. Like anybody who's watched tape study agrees on that.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine. Because every single Brandon Davis was very good at stepping inside and clipping Zabit and Enrique Barzola with shots when they started winning stuff, and that's all Randy Costa does. I don't know. It's got to be his record.
Oh, it's 100% his record. So,
also, I hate the name Zohan.
That's probably like, hey man, what's your nickname? This kid's only 24. So like, oh dude, my favorite movie when I was a kid.
Like, Adam Sandler. Zohan came out.
Zohan. Yeah. Some shit. Yeah.
Jesus, I feel old. Keep going.
No. You know what's sad? That movie came out. I think like 2007. So he's probably like. It means he was 12. That checks out.
I almost said 10 years ago, but that's 12 years ago. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So that means this guy was
Time
12.
sucks, y'all.
Don't get me wrong. I was 16, but still. Doesn't matter. That movie sucks, by the way.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Real bad. Anyway, Rob Schneider. Well, you know all about Rob Schneider.
Let's not talk about Rob Schneider. Let's keep moving on.
Kenny. Anyways, this next fight is a women's strawweight bout between Brazilian fighter, not Pauliana Marijuana, but Pauliana Bottles. Pauliana
Boteo. Yeah, I always butcher I am the worst at mixing these two up because their names are Pauliana, and there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
She's fantastic, though.
And Alliance's own Lauren Mueller.
So this is the problem.
Yeah. So, okay, excuse me for being rude. So Pauliana's record is 7 wins, 2 losses. Last time we saw her, she got submitted via rear naked choke in November to a Cynthia Calvillo on UFC Fight Night 140. Before that, she had 2 UFC fights. Won a decision victory over Pro Gonzalez and won a body kick and punches finish in 33 seconds to a Siuri Kondo. Lauren Mueller, I know, is a little bit newer. This is just her 3rd UFC appearance. Well, she was on a Contender Series, but her last fight, she got submitted with a minute left in the first round via armbar to Yanan Wu, if I'm saying
it was a rough one.
Last Thanksgiving. I feel like this is kind of a fairly close fight to call, but I'm leaning Pauliana Boteo. based on just the competition she's fought, and she has slighter more experience.
Yeah.
And she didn't have too many more fights, 5-1 versus 7-2 professionally at least. I mean, I think Polyana's got to have a bunch of amateur. No.
I mean, based on her experience, though, I'm not.
I'm just looking at her age. She's 30, and Mueller is 27.
That's not that big a gap considering who she's fought already in her career.
Yeah. This is interesting. I think I'm going to go Polyana decision. I think is what I'm thinking.
So here's the thing I'm trying to figure out is I think Polyana, if she can keep this on the feet, that win over the win over Sierra Kondo makes me super fucking nervous to pick Lauren Mueller. However, I think if this gets past the first round, I think Lauren Mueller will at least give her as much trouble as Pearl Gonzalez did, if not more, and probably has a better chance of finishing in a scramble. The thing I'm worried about is Cynthia, like the Sierra Kondo fight, she looks so fucking good. Polyana completely murdered her in a lineup, and as soon as she was able to step forward and kind of close the distance, she just completely shut her down, banged her with, if I remember right, a hook to the body and shut that shit down. And a body kick or maybe it was a left body kick right straight. I can't quite remember, but I remember her completely shutting Sierra Kondo's shit down. So I would normally probably take Polyana in this fight, but I think I might be taking Lauren Mueller via decision just off of toughness, because I think Lauren Mueller is underrated in that she's had some really tough outs early on in her career, and she's handled them.
Her durability is good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I don't see Polyana Botelho being able to actually catch her in anything. And if she doesn't catch her in an armbar or a takedown, or sorry, not a takedown. There's a bunch of stuff happening in the background right now. She doesn't catch her in an armbar or any kind of disadvantage or disadvantageous position, I believe she's probably going to be able to eke out just a rough, long decision over her. So I'm going to take Mueller via decision, but not with any kind of confidence.
I respect that, and I like that call too. I think it'll probably go either way. Should be a competitive fight. We'll get on to real quick according to best fight odds, and the odds I'm going with today. Again, I'm going with 5 dimes. I believe it was. No, I lied. I think that was last time.
You know what is BetDSI on there? Again? Yeah, go with them. They sponsor Punch Drunk Sports, so we'll go with them.
Yeah, they sponsor a lot. I think they're on just about everything. So we have Polyana Botelho at a minus 159 to a plus 140 for Lauren Mueller.
And you have Polyana by decision, or?
I said decision.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I've got Mueller be the same just because I feel like this is going to be scrappy either way. So it's mostly going to be who's able to show out. And I think almost all of this comes down to the takedowns of Mueller.
Yeah, I think so as well. Should be scrappy as fuck. This next fight is at bantamweight. We have Quick Montel Jackson, record of 7 wins, 1 loss, going up against one of the brightest IQs in the fight game, Andre Sukumtat, the Asian sensation, record of 13 wins, 6 losses. I didn't realize both these guys have really long reach for this weight class. Sukumtat is 72, and holy fuck, Jackson has 75.5, which is insane, even for being 5'10". That is crazy reach. So to put that out there, I didn't even realize that until now. Wow, That's very advantageous for that weight class. So the last time we saw Montel Jackson, he defeated Brian Boom Kelleher the last December at UFC 232 via Darce choke in the middle of the first round. Very impressive.
He
victory.
actually lit him up before catching that Darce, so.
Yeah, I remember he impressed the shit out of me. Before that, he had his UFC debut against Ricky Simone, which is a hell of a debut for either fighter.
Yeah.
He lost via decision. Before that, he was on Dana White's Contender Series, where he had a knockout victory over Rico DeShuyo. And Andre Sukumtat, reason why, like, well, Chris, why the fuck do you say he has great fight IQ? Oh, did you see the Sugar Sean O'Malley fight?
So in his defense, he doesn't remember anything after getting clipped early in that fight, evidently.
Oh, okay.
Which, to be fair to him, he got hit bad early on.
I'm not going to be just like some observer, a keyboard warrior. I'm just observing as fight metrics go.
No, that's a different podcast, brah.
Oh, yeah, good point. But no, I shouldn't shit on the guy. I'm not in the goddamn octagon, nor do I deserve to be in there. Maybe if I wrestled in high school, just kidding. I always like reminding myself of that. Not that I would have been a good wrestler. I mean, maybe. Who knows? No one knows. Life is fucking interesting, isn't it? Anyways, no one gives a shit about that.
Yeah, life is
what we do care about is Andre Sukumtat. Yeah. What we do care about is Andre Sukumtat. Last time we saw a fight, he won a unanimous decision victory over Jonathan Martinez last October 27th. So this is interesting. I'll be honest right now. I'm leaning very heavily towards Montel Jackson. I was extremely impressed in his fight and victory over Brian Kelleher. Brian Kelleher is a name bent at 135 that's beaten some decent guys and lost to some very tough competition as well, which I'm just why I'm going with Montel Jackson. And I love the guy's reach advantage. That's still insane to me. It's like the fact that his reach is 75.5 and he's 5'10" is the same in line with that. It's even better than the fact that Kevin Lee is 5'9" and has 77. That still blows my fucking mind. That guy is like fucking insanely long. I don't know how else to describe it. Fucking orangutan arms, whatever you want to call it. The dude is fucking Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's just nuts to me. You know.
Yeah. Jackson has a pretty significant reach, and he's also very good at sticking out a lot of stiff jabs, which is gonna just increase that range that he's able to work from. Also seems to have pretty good takedown and scrambling, or takedown defense and scrambling ability against Ricky Simone, which is impressive as shit. So wait, I'm saying Jackson. I'm sorry, I was looking at Bilal. No, I was looking at Jackson. I'm double fucking myself up right now about this.
All I heard is Bilal. Isn't that later?
No, Bilal's after this. But no, Jackson is a super long southpaw, and he stuck Kelleher on the end of a lot of stiff jabs. Yeah.
And that's what I expect from this fight. I know Sukumtat's a good inside fighter. He's decent when he gets inside in the pocket in the clinch, and he's not afraid to stand and bang.
He's all right. He had a lot of trouble with hand traps and specifically left kicks and left straights from Martinez, it seemed like, in that fight. And that is kind of the bread and butter of Jackson, which makes me nervous. So.
And I'm glad you bring that up. This should be fairly competitive.
Yeah.
If things stay standing.
Teams will do or die for Sukumtat, though.
Sukumtat. Regardless of all of that being said, I'm still going with Montel Jackson. And I think I'm going to see a late TKO, actually, like round 3. Feeling it.
That doesn't necessarily surprise me. Yeah, I'm leaning kind of towards that direction. I'm probably going to take... Yeah, I'll probably take Jackson TKO second. That's what I had written down. And I feel like a lot of it's going to come down to him being able to stay at range and really shuffle any kind of offense from Sukumtat. And at that point, I feel like he's going to start fading pretty significantly. And also, God damn, has Jackson been looking good at range. So, yeah, I'm going to go the same way. I'm going to go TKO second.
So the odds, those who may be wondering, according to our friends unofficially, of course, at BetDSI. We have Montel Jackson at a minus 500 to a plus 405 of Andre Sukumtai. Wow.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Those are the odds for you. So next up, we have a welterweight bout between welterweight veteran Bilal, remember the name Muhammad, a record of 14 wins, 3 losses, going up against Curtis Millender, or is it Millender? Is it Millender? I think it's Millender. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
He's courteous, though, at least when he's not in the octagon, according to his name. Curtis Millender has a record of 17 wins, 4 losses. Going back to Bilal Muhammad, the last time we saw Muhammad, he lost a unanimous decision to Jeff Neal, who's kind of I'd say, almost a spontaneous, holy shit, this guy's good kind of fighter. Like, where did he come from? So no shame in that. That guy looked real good. Before that, Muhammad was supposed to fight Elise Zaleski, which that guy looks insane too lately. Holy shit. I mean, it's lightweight and welterweight are so fucking dynamite right now.
Yep.
You almost see why Dana doesn't want a 165. Because do you think that would dilute a lot of? I mean, I don't think it would, just based on how much talent's there. I think all that would do is you would take really good fighters from both weight classes, and you're like, oh wait, 165 is really fucking good too.
I think what the math comes down to is they have to pay another championship wages, whereas they could be paying the same top level guys. They could afford to pay 4 top level guys the same price at either weight as they could pay one guy at a 65.
Someone goes, you guys are worth like $4 billion. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's still like $2 million less we have to pay, and I don't want to lose $2 million. Let's tell Dana. And they're just like, oh, fuck. Right?
I mean, yeah, fighters are notoriously great at negotiations.
Yeah, there's something they need that starts with the letter U.
I'm gonna go with Ursula's. They need more Ursulas.
Yeah, they need more Ursulas. They need to watch the Little Mermaid more. I think he nailed it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Curtis Millender last time he fought, he got rear naked choked. Wow, just about holy fuck a month ago, he got submitted. I imagine he tapped out because if he got choked out, he wouldn't be fighting. So he must have tapped. Had to have.
Here's Millender. Yeah, it was the fight he had against guy who did he get bodied by.
Yeah,
Elijah. Yeah, he immediately took him down and choked him. Like it was
so
0 damage, but all defeat.
I've seen Curtis Millender fight in person. This dude's a fucking machine. Very talented. Still developing. Bilal Muhammad, don't get me wrong. He's got a great jab. He likes to stand at distance and in the pocket. He'll bring it to you too. This should be competitive initially, but I have to go with Millender, mostly because Bilal's not a submission guy. I just can't see any way around it. Maybe Bilal catches Millender, but Millender's fucking huge. He's 6'2", and Muhammad is 5'10". So there's a decent sized advantage. Millender's reached 78, bro. Like, come on. I think he's gonna be jabbing Muhammad to death.
Via decision?
Via TKO.
Oh, really? TKO?
Yeah, I'm going TKO.
What round?
Like late round 3. It's gonna be one of those where he clips Muhammad really bad, and it almost ends in the second round. But it's like right when the third round starts, he's kind of still like not there completely, and then gets fucking absolutely blasted.
Interesting. That is, I'm curious to see how that plays out. So I
also
actually
hopes that I have Millender in fantasy.
It does, especially since I originally was thinking about grabbing Bilal in fantasy, but I'm just picking him straight up. I think Bilal has the gas tank and has the pressure game to shut down a lot of Millender's offense. Millender tends to be a low volume dude anyway, and I think the more pressure Bilal puts on him is either going to draw out wild, dumb strikes from him or going to completely shut down his offense. I think either way, Bilal probably takes the decision over him 29, 28, 30, 27, depending on how much he works the wrestling game.
Okay.
Either way, I think it's gonna be a fun ass fight. Like, I like the matchup a lot. And Curtis Millender, if Bilal decides to stay on the outside and strike, I think it could be pretty fun. But I don't think he's gonna do that at all. I think he's absolutely gonna collapse the distance, put him on the cage, and work a decision via just grinding out the cage and then occasionally working singles or doubles, just to make him kind of output more energy. Jesus Christ.
Exert more energy. I think that's what you're looking for X.
Exactly. Have I told you I've been drinking big ol'? Oh no, you know what? I have not been telling you guys what I've been drinking. I'll talk about it in a minute.
Well, while we anticipate that, I will tell you the odds. The odds, according to unofficially our friends at BetDSI, of course, Bilal Muhammad is a slight favorite at minus 143 to a plus 126 for Curtis Millender.
I could see that, just based mostly on experience. Like, Bilal's fought the much tougher grade of opponent. However, Curtis Millender's looked much sharper against recent opponents, so I can see why it's tight. I would imagine Bilal recently got pretty close to Millender in the odds, but I just gotta take Bilal off his wrestling ability as an X factor, or even clinch ability.
That too. This next fight is at bantamweight. I am very excited for this fight. You may ask, well, why the fuck are you excited for this fight? Who are these guys? Well, former coworker of mine who moved back to Hawaii, because that's where he's from, my buddy James. I believe he told me he went to school with this man, Boston Salmon.
Didn't know that. That's cool as hell.
One of the coolest fucking names in all of MMA. Shouts out to Co-Main Event Podcast, who I did have notes for, but I didn't shout him out because I'm a piece of shit. They said, if you have a name like Boston Salmon, did you get into fighting because you were made fun of for being called Boston Salmon? Is your name Boston Salmon because that's a dish you get at a restaurant or perhaps some sort of cut of salmon you get at the market? So what kind of nickname could Boston Salmon possibly have? Well, it's Boom Boom. Either meaning he has to take a shit all the time or he hits really fucking hard. Or he's twice as good as Brian Boom Kelleher. But I'm going to go ahead and take the former. We'll have to see because this guy is pretty hyped up. I remember, and so now that I've told you my spiel on Boston Salmon, who is he fighting? He's fighting a German fighter named Khalid Taha, the Warrior. Boston Salmon has a record of 6 wins, 1 loss. He's 28 years old. According to Tapology, he trains in the 10th Island, which is also known as Las Vegas. Or is it the 9th? No.
Sure.
Fuck, I always get that.
I think it's 9th.
Never mind. There's that saying. I think it's... No, it's the 10th Island. Yeah, that's what Vegas is known as. Because a lot of Hawaiians live there. Sorry. And it's just trying to make that whole fucking thing make sense. But I fucked it up really bad. Anyways, he's fighting a German fighter named Khalid Taha, who's fighting out of Dortmund, Germany. Anyways, Boston Salmon, the last time we saw him, this is his UFC debut. However, you may have seen him in Dana White's Contender Series where he won a unanimous decision over Ricky Tercios. Khalid Taha.
9th Island is Vegas, by the way.
It is 9th, not 10th. I know, yeah, there's 8.
No, evidently there's a place somewhere in San Diego called 10th Island. It might be why you fucked that up.
Oh, fuck. I think you're right. God damn it. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I believe it's
known as the 9th Island because there's 8 in Hawaii.
Oh no, sorry, there's a 10th and island in San Diego. That's what.
Okay. Anyways, it's called Vegas is called the 9th Island because it's the largest population of Hawaiians not in Hawaii. It's in Las Vegas. And anyways, that's where Boston Salmon trains out of. Khalid Taha, his opponent, he has one UFC fight under his belt. It was against Nadan Armani. last July, so a little over a year ago. I'm going with the hype train. I'm going with Boston Salmon. I've seen some old highlights of his, some old tapes. Like this dude's got really good knockout power at 135. Good footwork. He's at a decent gym, Extreme Couture. I'm sure he has good takedown defense if they're still training a lot of wrestling and counter wrestling there. He's 5'9", which is big for 135. Reach is good. Well,
yes big, no. Big, but yes no. Isn't Jalen Turner 35er?
Really? I swear, I think he's like a 45er. But
he might be. Even then, he's like 6'3".
No way. Well, I shouldn't say there's no way a 6'3" guy makes 135.
So I'm leaning Salmon in this one too, but not nearly as confidently as you are. Mostly because he's been out since 2017.
Very good point.
Mostly southpaw from his one fight that we saw in Contender Series. Seemed to say southpaw and work a low volume pressure boxer game. A lot of power, a lot of solid body work, but he started pretty slow in the first round of the Contender Series. Also, Taha is an ortho kick boxer who he's just going to come out and throw all power hooks and leg kicks, which is going to be interesting against Nad, who as a boxer, especially how boxing heavy his game is. It's going to be interesting to see how the leg kick game plays out. But I'm gonna go ahead and take Salmon via pressure and gas tank. But if he starts biting on feints from Taha, or if he starts eating a lot of low kicks early, I think it could be a long night for him. But yeah, overall, I'm going to take Salmon via decision, just mostly on his one performance that we've seen, which he looked great in. It's just we haven't seen him since, so it makes me nervous.
It's a good point. I'm going to the same thing as well. I'm going decision. The odds, Salmon is the favorite at minus 147 to a plus 130 of Taha.
Yeah.
So, and then that brings us to our next fight. And did we mention this card is good? Here's another good fight. We have Max Payne Griffin at a welterweight bout, the American, going up against Russian fighter, and he looks very Dagestani just based on how he looks, if I'm just going off that. But it says he's fighting out of Moscow. Anyway, he looks like he could be from Dagestan or Moscow, or the city that Zabit's from, that I always mispronounce. I'll say that.
I'm not even going to try.
Zalim Imadayev. Zalim.
Sure.
Zalim?
Yeah, you nailed it, bro.
Imadayev, Zalim Imadayev, who is undefeated at 8-0. He's only 24. Holy shit, that's frightening. He's 6 feet tall. Reach is not available, but that's okay. Max Griffin, I've seen fight in person. We've seen fight on TV. A lot of us have. He's on a current 2-fight skid, unfortunately, at the moment. Here's a caveat, and I know Steffi Haynes said this. He did not lose that fight to Thiago Alves. I don't think he did. And I'm talking about Max Griffin.
On rewatch, I don't think he did either. He dropped the first. He dropped Thiago at the end of the first, and then he dropped the last round. But that's about it. He did gas hard as fuck in the second, which did not help his case.
He did. So he's on a 2-fight skid. He does have a victory over Mike Perry. He knocked down Mike Perry like 3 times or 2 times, something like that. He looked real good against him. Max Griffin, I realized, is 33. Doesn't look the part. He looks like he's still in really good shape. It's good, not great conditioning. Hence the Alves fight. His opponent, I know jack shit about, partly because this is his UFC debut, but I didn't bother to do tape study. However, he looks very fucking intimidating based on the weigh-ins and stare down. Yeah, I don't. So this, based on his opponent, Imadayev.
So do you want a little bit of info?
Thank you, because this dude is looking at his sambo and wrestling or grappling. Has to be.
So based on my notes, Zalim, or however you want to pronounce it, is, from what I've seen, I only watched a couple recent fights. He's a classic orthodox Dagestani striker. He got stuck on the cage pretty easily by Yuri, and he looked pretty green on the ground, mostly just constantly planting his hands on the mat and having trouble passing a very open full guard. Like, he barely tried to pass a full guard that was completely open. His game seems to be, like I said, classic Dagestani striker, where it's mostly low kicks, winging hooks, and spinning shit. So that is as equally scary as it is not scary kind of thing when it comes to guys like Max Griffin.
Yeah, because Max Griffin has a really good jab. Or pretty quick jab.
Yeah, very good one too.
Circling.
It's just how long can he last?
Yeah, it's his gas tank. And if he's going up against a Dagestani, and those motherfuckers usually have really good cardio, Griffin could be in for I'm on my back every round. Holy fuck. Kind of, where am I? But if I ask you, how much of Imadaev's game was grappling?
Not much at all. It's mostly striking, but
anomaly, or do you think he's hiding his grappling, or we just haven't seen it yet?
I think his grappling seems pretty green, at least on the ground. Against the cage, I don't know. I didn't see enough of it to be confident one way or the other. I mean, he got stuck with his back against cage, but he wasn't like just getting lit up on the cage. So that may be his best bet. But I would think that Griffin is going to have probably the advantage at range outside of crazy shit that he just gets caught with. I think if I feel like as long as Griffin is able to take the first round or two off of just staying long and throwing 1-2s and body kicks like he did, specifically lead body kicks like he did in his fight against Alves, I think he would do pretty well. I think if this at all gets into grappling exchanges, or if he at all abandons a pretty clear game plan of staying on the outside and pot shotting, I think that shit gets real rough real quick for him.
So all that being said, and I'm glad you kind of gave some insight on Imadaev, I believe I'm going to go with Griffin based on my rule, like I've said time and time again, veteran versus new guy. If this is one of those cases where this Russian guy, Imadaev, absolutely puts the pace on Griffin, or say he uses grappling, which you said he doesn't, and that's also partly why I'm picking Griffin, then yeah, man, good for this new guy. And then we just it's kind of an introduction to the rest of the weight class, to the rest of the new guys, and good for him. He's got a lot going for him. But yeah, I'm going Max Griffin in this. I see a decision.
Yeah, I'm leaning the same way. I'm just having trouble seeing ways in which Imadaev wins this fight outside of catching Griffin on some just obvious or early just wild winger kind of shit. And if that's the way you're gonna try and win it against Max Griffin, I feel like that's a long ass night. So yeah, I agree with my decision. What's your overall call on it again?
Oh, you said which round? I said decision.
Yeah, I thought we both did. I just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And if you're curious about the odds on that,
I would imagine Max Griffin is not as big a favorite as he should be, probably, because of the last couple fights.
Well, let's just say he's not a favorite, and Imadaev is the favorite. Minus 115 to plus 102 on just about every betting, every bookie site.
Probably early finish too, right?
Let's see. Let me open these up.
That's a line that I just am. I get why they would do it, but man, do I disagree with that. Like, I feel like there's gonna be a couple lines like that. The other obvious line like that I think is gonna be like that on this card is Eric Anders. Where I don't know, man. Or Alan Joban, too. Like, those are the three that I'm like, I don't know where you got that line from.
Nor do I. Well, anyways, we'll keep moving on. The next fight we have, and I mean, we ask, is this division dead? It's all contingent on if Henry Cejudo.
The division's dead. Let's not be fake about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we said, it is dead because Henry Cejudo is fighting for the vacant 135 belt. That kind of.
Well, and there is no more 125 champ, is basically right. Like, there's a 35-pound champ, and also he happens to own the 125-pound belt. If anybody ever wanted to fight for it, but the one guy who should is over on the other side of the goddamn world. So what does it matter, right?
Yeah, and if he wasn't hurt, we'd be getting DJ versus Cruz 2.
We'd never get that again.
No, you're probably right. We'd never get that regardless.
It's too fun. It would be too much goddamn fun.
No, it makes too much sense. And there was like, we don't like that. No, we don't like two guys who don't hate each other. We like
they don't make us enough money to be that entertaining.
You know what they would do? Let's just throw in Cody. He just lost to Munoz. Fuck it. You know?
Exactly. Anyway, let's keep on moving on.
Yeah. Anyways, I will speed this up. We have Wilson Hayes going up against Alexandre Pantoja, if I said that right. Last time we saw Wilson Hayes, he had a decision victory over Ben Nguyen. I believe Ben Nguyen has moved on to one or Ryzen.
Yeah, something. I believe it was Ryzen. I'll double check right now, but I believe it's Ryzen.
Before that, Hayes had gone through hell against John Moraga, Henry Cejudo, and Demetrius Johnson. He's going up against Alexandre Pantoja.
Yeah, Ryzen. He fights at Ryzen 15 on 421. So next Sunday, actually.
Fuck yeah. I'll have to check that out. Pantoja, last time we saw him, he submitted Ulka Sasaki in the first round, but he had the victory over Brandon Moreno. I honestly have not much to say about this. I think this is going to be Alexandre Pantoja kicking the fuck out of Wilson Hayes' legs, like a lot, because that's Pantoja's main thing that he does. Hayes, I think, is going to be a little hesitant on the feet and try to just shoot for a single leg. I like Pantoja in this fight. Like Hayes has the talent. We've seen the skill. He's a very good grappler, very good at BJJ, but so is Pantoja. So I don't want to say it cancels each other out, but if I'm just going based on just kind of the little that I know about this, or just from, I don't want to say non-excitement, I got to lean Pantoja in this, and it's going to be a decision, of course, because that's pretty much how all fight.
You and Pantoja decision. So I'm actually going the same way. And the reason why is because, number one, we can already know that since fucking ESPN Plus is the worst, we don't actually have access to Pantoja's last fight. However, yeah, I have Pantoja winning via decision. I don't see a way in which Pantoja isn't able to outwork and just mostly outwork with jabs and low kicks and stuff takedowns. He looked real good against Moreno. The one thing I'm a little bit worried about is if Hayes gets him down early, then it could mean a lot of trouble for him. But as long as he's able to survive the first round and just basically work a jab and low kicks and pressure, like a pressure game, I think he'll easily take a 3-round decision. So yeah, I'm going Pantoja via decision.
All right, and the odds, if you're curious, Alexandre Pantoja is a minus 145 to a plus 128 over Wilson Hayes. So the next
have Pantoja via decision, right? Too, right?
I do. I have Pantoja as well via decision. This next fight, moving right on, I believe is at lightweight. We have Jalen Turner, who is a former welterweight. Holy shit, he's 6'3". Jalen the Tarantula Turner. By the way, is this the guy where you showed me that clip from a couple of years ago where they asked him what he wants to do after the fight? He's, I'm going to smoke a bunch of weed or something like that and do some other shit and drink like 40s?
Sounds very possible. I'm not positive, but that sounds very possible.
Maybe not him. I don't know. I just remember it was a really... No, this guy wasn't tall. No, it wasn't him. This
could have been Matt Favola, to be honest. His nickname is the Steamroller. I was smoked out a mini Steamroller in my day.
Haven't we all, or most of us, I should say, at least that live in San Diego. Anyways,
The professional.
Yeah. Matt Frivola, last time we saw him, he got knocked the fuck out. No, I'm lying. He went to a draw. Sorry, it's all grayed out. That's why my eyeball couldn't see that. He fought to a majority decision draw over Orlando Venata last November. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember that fight at all. I probably did not see that. So,
it was
there.
Wild as shit. It's
I
like
rewatched that because any fight that's wild in the draw must be really good.
Imagine Jalen Turner fighting, and then imagine Lando Venata trying to counter his game with actual volume, and that's kind of how that fight went. It was actually very fun.
Okay. Jalen Turner, last time we saw him, he knocked out Callan Potter 53 seconds in the first round. Wow, just a couple months ago, last February 9th. Before that, he got knocked out against Vicente Luque, which was at welterweight. There's no fucking way Vicente Luque is at lightweight. Yeah. I'm going with Turner. I've only seen a little bit what he has, but I know Jake, my friend, who's met, he loves Jalen Turner. He's kind of hyped him up for me. I'm going with him in this one. I like Frivola. Frivola still is a young talent. He was hyped up a lot by some East Coaster guys like Matt Serra and shit like that. And I know he's got really good knockout power. But from what I saw from Frivola, he's kind of a little hesitant for now, based on what they kind of say he's good at. So it'll just take some time for him to kind of get into his groove. But I like Turner in this one. I like the bigger
What round?
That's a good question. I'm going second round. I think he's just gonna jab the absolute shit out of Frivola, and then it's gonna be jab, and then he'll just catch him with just a 1-2.
To be fair, I have a very similar pick. However, I have him in the first.
Okay.
I mostly just think Frivola is going to get frustrated and start putting his forehead into strikes. And Turner is real long and real lanky and has shown enough scramble ability. That's right. Go ahead and trademark that phrase to survive throughout that fight. So, while I would not be surprised for Matt Frivola to just do some Sam Alvey type shit and get a win, I'm definitely leaning Jalen Turner KO first, probably via either late TKO or just clean volume finish, or he steps away halfway through.
I like it. So
cool.
We're both on the same page. The odds, however, are a little interesting. We have Jalen Turner.
We're both fucking it up because Frivola has looked good on his Contender Series run. It's just Jalen Turner looked really fucking good in his last fight.
He did. So the odds makers say Jalen Turner is a minus 133 favorite to a plus 119 slight underdog to Matt Frivola, the steamroller. This next fight we have in the most uninteresting weight class in all the UFC at the moment, light heavyweight fight between, I believe this is a rematch, if I'm thinking that, yes it is, between the Ukraine's Nikita Krylov, the Mina.
This is where I start getting really fucking angry about dumb shit. So I'm going to let you portray how you want to set up this fight, and then I'm going to give my angry ass opinion afterwards. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's going up against OSP, Ovin St. Preux, or Ovins Von Flue, whatever you want to call him. I'm not going to say...
Definitely Von Preux is as close as changing it from Von Flue as you can get.
Thank you. So last time we saw Krylov, he got submitted via arm triangle choke to Jan Blachowicz, which is almost like getting Von Flued, but not quite. Before that, however, you asked, well, Chris, you said they fought before. Yes, this was in March of 2014, where Ovin St.
Preux... Wait, let's be very clear. How did he lose that previous fight?
Oh, I just said it like a second ago. I know,
but I want to be very clear.
Von Flue.
Okay.
That's how he lost. That's one of the worst ways you should ever be submitted, because you should never put yourself in that position.
Because as someone...
That's why anyone should be angry about that, because how the fuck does that happen to you, right? Am I kind of getting to what you're about to say?
Well, also, Chris, I have two questions for you. Number one, how many, if you were to rate, say 1 to 100 on how many over/under on how many classes of jiu-jitsu you've taken, let's say over/under on 20, would you say over or under?
For me, I'm definitely under.
And you would, you're aware of how you're not supposed to leave your arm up inside control, right?
I know that. Yeah, I know that even without having less than, there's no way I would ever get Von fucking Flue. There's no way.
So you've also seen someone get Von Flue, like for instance, the first time Ovince St. Preux did, right?
Yeah.
Or the first time he hit it. I'm sorry, against or the first time he hit in the UFC, I should specify, against what's his face, right?
Yeah, I remember there was something in the montage on Reddit.
So then, Chris, my second question is, you now understand all these things. You've been caught in this exact submission, which you know is self-induced, essentially. If you wouldn't wrap the head from side control, it wouldn't be a problem. Now, can you explain to me how, what is it? That was 2004 he hit that, so that would have been... Was it? No, 2004 he hit the first one. Or 14, you're right. So 5 years later, can you explain to me how I don't understand that when I'm in side control on bottom, don't wrap the head 5 years later, when I've never fought and I understand that shit and he should understand that shit? What in the fuck coaching is happening?
Yeah, so because of
I'm so angry.
Yeah, I think I'm going to OSP again. And because history tends to repeat itself, he's gonna get Von Flue again, it's gonna be comedy. It's gonna be pure comedy.
It's going to be if so. Two things. Number one, I think honestly,
you haven't done this in a long time. Do you want to do a drink bet like we used to do?
Yes, we will absolutely do that. Give me 1 second though, because I feel like honestly, more significantly, if you want to put a there's no. I'm trying to be not a dick about how I'm gonna handle this, but number one, everybody expects you're finding the same guy who you lost to 5 years ago.
Yes.
Everyone would assume you've been working on the things that you lost to before, right?
Oh yeah. I would fucking hope so.
In their last fight, Nikita Krylov against Jan Blachowicz in the second round jumped guillotine. Not a problem. You can jump guillotine. That's fair. That's a fair move. Problem is, he jumped guillotine, gave up side control, and then immediately grabbed the head to get Von Flue again.
Yeah, I was saying,
literally just months ago.
Like I was saying, arm triangle is also like a Von Flue.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's basically the same.
Yeah. So I'm picking Von Flue in the late first, early second. But however, I agree. Arm triangle is 100% my number two.
So since we're both thinking the same thing's gonna happen, if we're both right, nothing happens. So this is we're on the same team. This is a team effort. So how about this? If we're both right, whatever. If we're both wrong, We both got to drink something fucking stupid.
No, so here's what I'm thinking, because we got to make it
think,
fun for the listeners, right?
That is true.
And Judo Bill is listening right now thinking, hey, pussies, you got to make some kind of bet about this. You can't just Dylan Dennis your way through it and keep high-fiving yourself.
Oh, sorry. I don't have my LeVar Burton Star Trek glasses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You haven't even bird boxed yourself yet.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, wait, we both have OSP though, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So I was gonna make some kind of bird box bet, but I don't know what to do now. I don't know. We'll figure out.
Blind. How that work?
I thought I had a whole plan, and then I realized we had the same person, and I had a fucking opposite of that plan. Judo Bill's probably fucking hilarious.
We'll do it for the co-main. We'll do one for the co-main.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know. So let's keep this going. Let's look at the odds. I know we kind of have to speed this up a tiny bit. The odds on this.
We've been lagging.
Yeah. We're excited. Nikita Krylov is a minus 112 to a plus 100 of OSP. How is that possible? Don't ask me. We don't make the odds. The odds makers do. The bookies do. This next fight is a welterweight bout between Alan Brahma Joban, that's his nickname, going up against Dwight Grant. The last time we saw Alan Joban fight was against Killaby Ben Saunders, which he knocked him the fuck out in the second round after a brutal knee to the body in the clinch. That was last February. Oh, I see. He's supposed to fight Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts, but that was canceled in last July. So he's been out a little bit. So that's Alan Joban. Dwight Grant, this is his third UFC fight. Last time we saw him, he knocked out Carlo Pedersoli with 1 second left in the first round earlier this year in February. I don't have much to say about this fight. I know Joban's at 10th Planet. He has good takedown, a decent takedown defense. He can whizzer okay. I can't really recall his jiu-jitsu. I know he's a physical fighter.
He has very good jiu-jitsu. I think he's a brown belt, but it's a matter of can he actually engage in that.
Can't really call. I know he has knockout power if he's knocked people in the first round.
Yeah.
And Joban is chinny, kind of. So Joban can win this if he gets to the ground, but that's me being ignorant, not really knowing Dwight Grant's jiu-jitsu or grappling game. However, I am thinking Grant catches Joban in this because they're basically the same size. I like Joban's tendency to stay in the pocket, but Grant, I remember, has pretty fucking good hand speed, I think. And I think he's going to clip Joban. And I like Grant in this one. And I think he's going to catch him late. TKO, I'd say third round.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm on a similar page. I think Grant is, from what I've been seeing out of him, been looking really fucking sharp. I do too many things at once. Yeah, no, Dwight Grant's been looking fantastic. And the thing I'm worried about with Alan Joban is he's been out for a very long time, and it's off of a neck operation, if you've been looking into it. So it makes me a little bit nervous. Dwight Grant has been looking real sharp. If I pull up his last couple fights, what were they off the top of my head? Here, let me pull my notes. Yeah, overall, the problem I'm mostly having is Joban is much more Tyler Hill than he is Zach Otto in comparison to Dwight Grant. I just think Dwight Grant is going to have the range and the power and the wrestling ability to shut down a lot of Alan Joban's game, and from that point, it's going to be a tough fucking out, honestly. I like Joban. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great dude, but I think it's gonna be a long weekend for him. And I would not be surprised to see Grant get a TKO or finish early, maybe first, second.
I like it. So the odds, if you're curious about them for this fight, are pretty goddamn identical. This one says we have a minus 108 for Dwight Grant to a -105 to Alan Jouban.
Yeah. I mean, I expect it to be pretty even, right?
And what I will do is I will let you do this next fight because I have no fucking clue who to pick. I'm honest.
Sure. Who'd you have in that last one?
I had Grant via TKO.
It was third, right?
Third round, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Doing notes and all this at the same time is motherfucker. All right, so we gotta actually. Why don't you set it up while I get all of our fucking notes together?
So this next fight we have is a light heavyweight bout between Eric Anders, not Anders. This is according to when he was on the Valley Tudo Hour with.
I'm totally gonna fuck that up, by the way.
Or Eric Andre, as we like to call him, going up against Khalil Roundtree, another fellow light heavyweight. If I recall correctly, I'm not even looking at their page right now, but I do remember Khalil Roundtree got knocked the fuck out in the clinch by good old Johnny Walker with an short elbow to the fucking face or short forearm. Eric Anders, god damn it. I'm going to say that wrong every time. Eric Andre, sure, whatever you want to fucking
I've been literally watching tape all day about this, and every time I have a panic attack about how to pronounce it. So I'm glad it's not
Scandinavian name, dude.
I want to call him Eric Andre every goddamn time. It's so hard. Yeah.
I get it. Bird up. Just kidding. Eric Anders is on a 2-fight skid. I don't really know. I don't know. That's all I was gonna let you.
So Khalil Roundtree versus Eric Anders. Fuck. This is a tough ass fight. Either way, I feel like everybody's going to like. This is one of those questions where if you run Twitter account, you said, "Who wins, Eric Anders, fucking Khalil Roundtree, or the fans?" Like that's the kind of fight this is gonna be. It's gonna be a brawl. Like even if one dude wins early, it's still gonna be a brawl like a motherfucker. Just off the way they both built this fight up. So it'll be interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how. If this fight goes to the second round, I have to pick Eric Anders. Like, it's not even close, right? I've never seen Khalil Roundtree have 2 rounds worth of energy.
No, you're absolutely right. And I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I've never seen him even have barely a round and a half, much less 2. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Eric Anders clearly takes 3-round decision if this goes that long. If it doesn't, I'm not at all surprised, but yeah. That's how I'm doing it.
I'm just going to agree with you.
Beautiful.
Because I don't have time for a coin flip. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the odds. Wow. Well, now that I heard your breakdown, I'm not surprised. So the odds are Eric Anders is a -189, slight favorite to a +166 for Khalil Roundtree.
Nailed that, yeah.
So this next fight I will go ahead and introduce us to is the co-main event of the evening. It is for the #1 contender spot at 185. That's how I'm saying it. I don't give a fuck. So we have Kelvin Gastelum, former welterweight and now badass middleweight, who's also known as the final form of Henry Cejudo, if you want to call him that. Pretty much is. Record of 16 wins.
Wait, the final form? Like Henry Cejudo evolves over time like he's a goddamn Pokemon?
He is a Pokemon at this point.
Yeah, but he hasn't evolved anything other than annoying.
That's why he's Henry Cejudo. Well, to be fair, if I was thinking Pokemon, which Pokemon is more annoying? Is annoying, but then when they evolve, they become less annoying. We'll think about that. That'll be a good one. But
Doug Duo.
That's good. Or Magikarp. Magikarp.
Yeah, I was gonna say Magikarp was the second.
Yeah, Henry Cejudo's Magikarp. He's a champion, and that he's gonna.
Yeah, where even the third round is still kind of annoying. You're just waiting for the good round where he's actually all ability.
Yeah. So Kelvin Gastelum is going up against.
It's probably not nice, right?
No. and, so, and some people have said, is Israel, you don't deserve this. My name is Jacare Souza. Fuck you. And Israel's like, well, you know what? I'm sellable and you're not. Sorry, dude. So Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, 16-0. If you've been living under a rock and haven't been watching the UFC, he was technically he's still a professional kickboxer, but he's 29 years old. He's undefeated. He defeated Anderson Silva. Whether you want to say he defeated an old, washed-up, non-steroid Anderson Silva, that's fine. He knocked out Derek Brunson. He stuffed his takedowns. This is interesting. So the biggest X factor here, not really X factor, the biggest main observation is the size differential. You have Kelvin Gastelum, who some still think is an overblown welterweight. I don't want to call him that because that's fucked up. Well, it's not fucked up. It's just a little harsh, but it's kind of true. Because Kelvin Gastelum should still be a welterweight, and he still could probably be killing people down there. But
yes and no with that kind of shit, right?
No.
Like,
to be fair, Israel's like 6'3", a reach of 80. So it comes down to this: can Adesanya keep distance? Because you don't want to get in the pocket with Gastelum. That dude's 1-2 is lightning quick because he's got that welterweight speed. He could probably catch anyone at that weight class. Look what happened to Weidman. However, how is his takedown defense against Gastelum? Gastelum doesn't have like a world beater wrestling pedigree. It's still decent. We've seen what happens against bigger opponents. Weidman had very fucking good wrestling. Why he's able to submit Gastelum, and because like I'm bigger than you, buddy, deal with it kind of shit. So it really comes down to that. Can Adesanya keep distance? I know he can outstrike Gastelum as far as just skill and talent and versatility in his variety of strikes that he can offer. I'm definitely confident in that. It's just, can he kind of maintain distance? And I think he can, even against Gastelum. I think that's going to be his game plan. However, Gastelum has a really good chin. I think no matter what, even if he's down, say the first 2 rounds, he's going to keep. All he's going to do is press forward, press forward, press forward. I think eventually he's going to get Adesanya on his butt and just go with the ground and pound. I think it was Jack Slack that says Gastelum's very good at arm rolling, and once he gets you on top control, he kind of locks his hips in. And with someone with really long limbs like Adesanya, it's going to be a long night for him, especially if Gastelum has that ability to keep him on his back. Like I said again, Adesanya has the luxury of being a lot bigger than Gastelum, so he does have physicality and to his advantage. But going into this, man, I think I'm leaning towards Gastelum in this fight. I think it's one of those fights. So this is the thing. It's close though. I'm not like confidently saying that.
No, I'm as uncomfortable about how close I am.
So it's either going to be Adesanya wins via. I'll say this. Adesanya wins via TKO because I think Gastelum has decent cardio, but I think he'll burn out in the late 4th or 5th in the championship rounds, and I think Adesanya picks him apart, kind of like what Brunson did. So that's going to happen. It's going to be one of those that just stays on the feet because he's able to keep him. The scrambles are good. Or what I think will happen, and this is my pick, I think Gastelum eventually gets him to the ground. Kind of grounds him out and just lays a pace on him. I don't really know what Adesanya's chin is like. I know he's been knocked out flush before, but by bigger opponents. However, I think my pick, dude, I'm going Gastelum late TKO. So I think it kind of goes for both fighters. I think it's either. I don't think it's going to be any early finish. I think either way, whoever wins is going to be a late TKO finish for either fighter. And I think it's going to be for Gastelum, it's going to be from full mount. I really think that's going to happen. And it's mostly also because who he's fought. Like, he's fought Jacare. He's been in wars with Weidman. Sure, he lost that fight, He beat, a juiced-up fucking Tim Kennedy. Whoever thought he had really good takedown defense. Sure, he beat Bisping, even though Bisping was choked out 3 weeks before that fight. He's beaten guys that are a lot bigger than him as well. And I just have to go with the guy who's fought better opponents. Like, I picked Gastelum in a heartbeat over Silva. I think he'd make it look easy.
Oh, 100%.
It's just, I think this style matchup, even though he's very, very undersized, I just like Gastelum a lot in this fight.
So, what round then are you picking?
I'm picking round 4. I think Izzy's going to show a lot of heart and have a really good chin. It's going to be, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a fucking war. I think it's going to be like rounds. I think it'll probably be like 1, 2, or 2. If it goes to the 5th round, it's going to be 2-2. Oh, TKO. Yeah, just TKO. It's not gonna be something where he's like, it's not gonna be like a Darren Till knockout or like what you were like they're fucking dead.
Yeah.
But no, I have Gastelum in this. I can easily say Izzy too. Wins this, I would be confident picking both.
Wow, TKO Mount Fourth is like, yeah, either that's 100% gonna happen or 0% gonna happen, and it's equally in the middle where I'm like, dude, that could be anything. Honestly, like I've been looking at this card and feeling very similar about it. I think I've been going very back and forth on this card. I think I'm gonna have to take Israel over Kelvin, and I don't at all feel good about it. I feel like I'm picking the wrong person. However, I just have so much trouble seeing how Gastelum doesn't start showing up from distance. Because he does
that's
that
true too.
a lot.
And he get inside. And you're right. And he does show up a lot.
I mean, he's just done that in the past against opponents and ones that are way less qualified than dudes like Israel, where I feel like that's going to be a big fucking problem. I don't know. I could be very wrong, and I would not be surprised to be, because Kelvin is such a bad motherfucker and is so sharp. One thing I kept noticing while watching tape on this is Kelvin's ability to close distance is unparalleled. Like, it's very fucking fast in a way that most people aren't in this sport. However, I feel like Israel might just be on the edge of that where he can survive it, but it is something to keep an eye on. And the other big thing is Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. I think it is probably the greatest fight we'll see on the feet, especially in close range. It's just two dudes willing to step in and bang. So I'm very excited about all that shit.
I am as well. So I will tell you the odds real quick so we can go ahead and get to the main event.
Have we not done that already?
No, we're on the co-main right now, believe it or not.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so we're almost done. The odds are a minus 179 in favor
That's all
of
my
Israel.
fault, by the way.
Oh, dude, it's all good. To be plus 158 of Kelvin Gastelum.
Fucking with you, bro.
What's up?
Said fucking with you, bro. Keep going.
Oh, heard. So we're going to go ahead and get on to the main event of the evening, which is going to be arguably the best lightweight fight. Well, probably not. Well, I don't know. This fight's amazing. Either way, it's a rematch, 7 years in the making. You got the featherweight champion, Max Holloway, Max Blessed Holloway, going up against Dustin Poirier. I'll be honest right now. I can go either way on this fight.
So before we start, did you rewatch it recently?
No, I watched highlights of the first fight, but the reason why I didn't rewatch it is because Holloway took that fight in 2 weeks' notice, and it was his UFC debut.
It looks nothing like either of them. Like, it's 0% relevant.
We all know that shaved head Poirier is fucking absolutely nothing like what he is now.
Well, I will give one bit of credit though to that video is people need to not forget how slick Poirier is in transitions. Like, if need be, and this turns into grappling, Poirier wins immediately.
Oh, he does.
Like, it's not even a question.
Yeah. So,
like, I'm not saying like in scrambles. I'm saying if like we were to pick a version of how this fight goes down, Poirier wins the grappling version of this fight. Like, if it was a Mortal Kombat version where you picked like grappling only or whatever, Poirier would triangle the shit out of him.
Here's my pick, and I'll do both because technically I have 2 picks. So I want to pick both. I will settle down with one. If I pick Poirier, exactly how you said it's going to go down. What happens is Holloway, yes, he has very good lateral movement. He could switch stances on a dive. He has insanely good MMA boxing to do. He rips to the body. He's patient. He has great volume. He's going up in weight, and we've seen historically people who go up in weight, they gain more power, they gain more cardio. You just get better. So we're going to see. We should see a better version of Holloway. That's great. However, he keeps his hands not low, but not too high. Doesn't have a high guard. He's very susceptible to being hit. Dustin Poirier is a big pressure fighter. He's not afraid to stand in the pocket and bang. Dustin Poirier's boxing is probably near the same level as Holloway's, if I'm honest, as far as boxing skill and talent in all of the UFC. Dustin Poirier is a fantastic boxer. He's very patient. He's able to deal with pressure fighters a la Justin Gaethje, a la Eddie Alvarez. Both of these guys are two of the most skilled fighters in the entire roster. So if Dustin Poirier is going to win, he's going to be able to expose Holloway's open chin after Holloway kind of laterally moves with his hips. He's going to be able to fucking tag him, and he's going to work to the body. It's kind of almost going to be a Holloway's fighting against himself. Granted, I know Holloway does have a little bit slightly more output as far as punches per minute or strikes thrown per minute versus Poirier. But I think this is definitely Holloway's most dangerous opponent yet. If Poirier wins, I think he clips Holloway. It's going to be one of the first times we see Holloway hit the canvas. And I think from there, Poirier's not – well, I mean, he'll probably try to go for TKO. But if he knows he can get that submission, he's 100% going for that. That's how Poirier wins this fight. If Poirier's going to win, I think it's going to be later in like the third or fourth round. Because we know both guys could – like, dude, Poirier last night against Gaethje, who fucking has knockout power too. So you know that guy has a chin. That's why this is one of the best matchups in a long time, at least in hindsight, 7 years later. My pick, though, is Holloway. And it's crazy. I
heard you say the name Poirier 400 times right before saying, but Holloway.
Oh no, I was saying I'm telling you why Poirier's gonna win, but I'm also gonna tell you why Holloway's gonna win. But my pick is Holloway.
Oh no, I agree because I'm 100% in the exact same kind of headspace you are about this.
Yeah,
it's such a fucking crazy matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a close fight. I'm picking Holloway, though, mainly because I feel like he's going to be able to rip off more shots against Poirier and land more on Poirier, and Poirier's going to land on him. Holloway's going to get hit a lot, and this is the thing. He's been tagged a lot in his fights. If there's going to be any fight this year that Holloway just loses and it's like, oh, fuck, it's going to be this one. I don't want to say it's the year of the upset. We've seen Till go down. We've seen Wonder Boy go down. We've seen crazy shit. If Poirier wins this, I won't be surprised because I've already been desensitized at this point. But I think Holloway, it just does a lot of things better than Poirier does. Maybe sans the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, at least from what we've seen. But yeah, Holloway has better striking, I think, overall. He has more output. He's going to be faster than him. He's slightly bigger. I don't know. I know Holloway's takedown defense has greatly improved. I don't think Poirier's going to be able to get him down if they try to scramble or if he tries to do like a single leg entry.
Yeah, I think that's a rough game plan. Poirier wins the first couple times of that game plan.
So good luck. The fact of the matter is I want to say Holloway, like TKO. Holloway has finished people. He doesn't have crazy knockout power, but it's all volume and precision, precision over power, and that's the same game plan Poirier has, mostly precision over power. So I want to say Holloway, TKO. I'm going fucking like fifth round, dude. I think this could be a war. I know people say, oh, wait, you're calling fifth round? That's fucking stupid. You should do third or second. No, dude, I think this is going to be I think this could be one of the best fights of the whole year. It should be, at least, based on the style matchup. And
yeah, that's not a bad call.
So dude. I'm going Holloway round 5. It's going to be early. And I know that's dumb because you never pick a fifth round finish, but it's happened. It's rare, yeah, but it happens.
It never happened. And also, in that kind of wild-ass fight that people expect it to be, I'm not mad at it at all.
And either way, I'll just say this. Besides Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway are pretty good favorable matchups against Khabib, at least compared to that rest. Well, and Justin Gaethje. I'll say and Gaethje because of Gaethje's wrestling and his pressure. So either way, this lightweight division is just getting better, and especially with the inclusion of Max Holloway. If Max Holloway wins, if I'm him, I say fuck this featherweight belt and just get rid of it and say I'm a lightweight now. Especially when you get that title shot, you might as well, Max. Especially if he finishes Dustin, say the first 2 rounds, I say fucking get rid of the featherweight belt. Say fuck this weight cut. You've already beaten everyone. Fuck Volkanovski. You don't have to prove shit to anyone else. Just get rid of the belt.
Yeah, you might as well bail on it, right? Like,
fuck it. You come out on top.
Worst case scenario, there's a there's ownership that hates you, which probably wasn't a big fan anyway. So,
and worst/best case scenario, if Holloway, say he loses, right? Oh wait, I can still defend my belt for now, and then maybe go up later. Is Hooley fight Aldo for the third time? Probably not.
Dude, I'll watch Max fight fucking anyone.
I mean, he'll literally fight anyone. So
I'll
either way,
literally watch that dude fight anybody. Yeah.
I know you want to get into this, but real quick, who does the winner of this fight truly fight Khabib? Or is Endeavor going to say, fuck no, we need Conor, because Conor could probably he's already beaten Poirier and Holloway.
Well, it depends on whether or not they think they can make easy money. And whether or not they think they can promote Conor without getting involved in rape problems.
And punching people in bars.
I mean, one more than the other, probably, at this point.
Well, yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
What are you thinking? I got Holloway. What do you think?
For the main event?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I got Holloway all day. I believe I have Holloway actually technically on one of the fantasy leagues we got going.
I have him. He was my first pick. That wasn't really indicative necessarily of why I picked him, because I really do like Dustin Poirier in this fight. I think this one is better. I like him in this fight.
I'm honestly 50-50 on this. I got to go Max Holloway just off of how fucking sharp he's looked when he has shown up. So,
and going up in weight historically, it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. And Dustin Poirier, Dustin Poirier is one of those guys I still have on my list for a alternative league. We're talking about doing the backup one with our boy.
That's right.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this here. Let me say the odds real quick.
Yeah, we got our picks. I will say the odds real quick, and I will fuck off. Max Holloway is a favorite at minus 204 to a plus 179 of Dustin Poirier.
Sweet.
So take that as you will. Should be a good fight tomorrow. Good card.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, man. I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I just like all fucking combat sports, let's be real. But nonetheless, there's some really good fights on this card. So it should be a lot of fun. Anything else you want to shout out before we get out of here?
That's it for me, man.
Beautiful. Wow. We are outro. You guys can always find us or hit us up on email, christhesoundofviolence.com or tsovpod on Twitter. You guys can always shoot us an email, tsovpod@gmail.com. No, that's not right. What is it? sovpod@gmail.com or christhesoundofviolence.com. Whatever bullshit fucking garbage we've been using. Come on, hit us up on Twitter. I think it's TSOVPod or what's your name? Chris Mandaffer on there?
Yeah, it's just at Chris Mandaffer on Twitter.
Beautiful. Well, like we said, hey, we love you guys' input and it's been a lot of fun. And this card should be cool as hell this weekend, but I'm more excited, Chris, for whatever the fuck commentary we do here shortly. So I know we put one off last week, but I feel like we got one coming up in the next couple of weeks that should be crazy.
I think if I recall, you said you have something on hold for us or on deck, I should say.
I got a couple ideas, and
okay,
we'll go ahead and say we got some prospects in the game, so it goes. But until next time, everybody, be back. Chris, you want to shout anything out?
Not now, maybe next week.
Well, I guess I didn't mention my whole plan where I was specifically drinking beers from Hawaii, hops from New Zealand, and beer from California. I probably should have mentioned that. That was like a whole thing I had planned, and then I was like, let's just talk to Chris and pick fucking fights. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it here, but now you know my plan. I was all secretive. I didn't do well. Cheers, y'all. Yeah.
Cheers.